So I have it on an audio input capture. There. Aha! Okay, so starting over, I've had the amazing privilege of having this guy now for about 30 days. It's actually 30 days today. I've really enjoyed it. I think they've done a solid thing. No, it's not a new camera. I just add a Gaussian blur using the NVIDIA filters. Because as you can see, it is an absolute war zone behind me. So with this guy though, I did put a case on it. I actually really like this case. It was a nice little Amazon find, nothing too crazy. I really liked how, you know, it kind of adds a little bit of a bumper around it, and it also has like a rubber grip to it, so it just feels better. Because one thing I will say, the Steam Deck, it is pretty heavy, but one thing I did notice was like my hands. I got pretty big hands, but they also tend to get sweaty a little bit, and I was mortified about possibly dropping this. So you know, after waiting for a year to drop it and break it, it'd be very sad. So yeah, so that's one thing. I haven't really done a whole lot with it though, as you can see. I still have the original anti-glare screen on it, which, as you can see, for the sake of trying to record anti-glare, not the best thing to try to utilize for filming. So but yeah, no, it's still got the default screen on it that the 512 comes with, the anti-glare. And I will say the anti-glare isn't bad. Some people have been kind of debating, is it worth the extra money? Yeah, it just depends. You know, I wanted the anti-glare because I will probably find myself traveling outside more, give or take, and trying to use this. Like, you know, I was in a car utilizing this and using it, playing games on it. I didn't really have that much of an issue, thanks to the anti-glare. So it wasn't too bad. So another thing I get questioned on is, what all do I have on it? So if you haven't heard, there's a lot of videos on YouTube that utilize EmuDeck. Now, if you don't know what EmuDeck is, or if you're not a ROM person or into emulators, it's pretty much the holy grail when it comes to the Steam Deck right now. In regards to if you don't have a massive Steam library. In my Steam library, I'm a little over 300 games, and they're usually kind of all over the place. I got old games like all the Assassin's Creed, but I also have some newer games. Like I just pre-ordered the new Spider-Man remaster that's coming out on Friday. So I have some new games, old games, but I also have some really old games. You know, thanks to EmuDeck, you know, I have some old school PlayStation 2 games, like Burnout 3 Takedown, Need for Speed Carbon, The Punisher, the old school Punisher. That blur, man, that is rough. Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, Tony Hawk Project 8. I also got Need for Speed Most Wanted. And I did try Guitar Hero. I come to find out, though, Guitar Hero does not work very good if you got an Xbox 360 controller and you're trying to use it with a PS2 emulator. So do keep note on that. So this model here is $650 before tax. With tax and everything, it was a little shy of $700 in Illinois. Then you have the other models, which are $550 and then $400 respectively. When it does come to the build quality, I will say I'm pretty impressed. It is plastic for the most part, but I don't know. I feel like the design and how they added, you know, an Xbox style control module to it really kind of showed how much they wanted this to be successful. You know, it feels pretty comfortable in the hand. I do know I've had a friend of mine, she was using it. It's got smaller hands. Not the best experience is what she told me when it came to comfort. So that is something to do keep in mind. I do at some point want to try to get like a kickstand that I can just attach to this case and just use my Xbox 360 controller with it. And that's one thing that's really cool. You can fire one of these bad boys up, pair it, and there you go. Now you're playing with it. It works with I actually had it paired with my good old PS5 black controller. I've even had it paired with my 8BitDo controller I was using for my SNES Mini. So it does work. It's very cool too how customizable it gets when it comes to controls. I was even playing some games that weren't even playable per se because they didn't have like a control module. So I was playing Call of Duty 4, the OG one, not the remastered. I had to tweak around a little bit of the control settings, but the way they designed this made it really, really cool, and how easy it is to customize. Like I was able to set the joysticks to act as WASD. I was able to map X, Y, B, and A as needed. If you've ever used like the control app on Xbox, similar setup. You can choose the game, what each button does, change what each button acts as, etc. So really cool, little app there. But back to it. When it comes down to this, I will say if you don't have one yet, if you're getting one, I highly recommend checking out videos on YouTube, Googling stuff on how to use Linux. It's a little daunting, but there's a really handy video I watched. It was like 22 minutes long. I'll link it to like Facebook and YouTube once this is uploaded. And it just did a really, really good job, kind of helping me use Discovery, how to download apps to like add the Epic Games Store to it and GOG app. So that way I could play like Cyberpunk. I don't have to buy it again on Steam. That was kind of nice because I did get Cyberpunk through GOG. I actually a lot of games through GOG now that I think about it. And then I got a lot of the Epic games through the Epic Games Store that they give out free. One thing to note is Anti-Cheat does not like Steam Deck quite yet. They're getting there. Halo Infinite I know was just one they added that works with Easy Anti-Cheat, and it does work now on this. So something to keep in mind. It is, if you're wanting to play multiplayer games with it, I know Apex Legends works, but I also have heard people getting banned because the Easy Anti-Cheat and Steam Deck wasn't jiving, and it banned their account. So do keep in mind the main experience for right now is playing single player games. If you do want to play multiplayer, it'll work. Just keep that in mind though, that you could potentially get banned. I haven't tried playing Sea of Thieves. I kind of want to, but I also don't want to get banned because that's my Microsoft account, and that would suck. So, kind of tying up everything here. I got about 2 minutes left. When it comes down to this, the question I get, is it worth it? So the question comes down to a few things. It comes down to how much content do you have on Steam that is actually playable on it? Now, do keep in mind there is games on here that say not playable that play perfectly fine. Perfect example, Batman Arkham Knight. I got this setting like on high, and I have no issues at all when it comes to frames. I'm getting about 50 to 60 frames consistent. So it is, one of those things where if you got the library and you can justify it and you see yourself kind of wanting to, game on the go, great. If you're a big fan, like I had the PlayStation Portable, the PlayStation Vita, may it rest in peace, my 3DS, all those things. If you're a big fan of that and just being able to game on the go, this is the PC version of those devices. And it's pretty good. They keep coming out with updates. They just had another update come out. They have a great beta channel. There's Reddit forums like No Tomorrow for this. A lot of people helping other people out, which is really cool, having that type of community. And when it does come to, some of the other accessories, I would definitely say if you want to add Windows to be able to play stuff that isn't available like on Epic Games Store, Steam, so we're talking like Battle.net, right? You have to play it through Windows. I have not yet figured out any way to get Battle.net to work through, the desktop mode with SteamOS. So do keep that in mind. You can get I got a 512 gigabyte, and then I was like, I kind of want to get a little bit more stuff, so I dropped the money and got a 1 terabyte on Amazon Prime Day. But I got Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, the 2019 one to run on this, and it looked pretty good. I was getting, about 40, 45 frames per second. It is, a smaller resolution. It's not even 1080p. This is actually like 1280 by 720 or 800. So nothing too crazy, which makes it to where you can use those at higher settings. You can play those games on medium high. You're not getting 120 frames, but the screen itself can't do that. One thing to also note is get a battery pack. If you want to use it on the go, that hour and a half, 2 hours, that goes by pretty quick, especially if you're using it on a consistent basis. That fan does run hot. It's a CPU fan. It's going to be running quite frequently if you're using, games on it. But another really cool thing is, if you want to use it as just like a computer, you can go ahead and it actually explains to you. If you go to like the non-Steam, you can see I got a Chrome browser right there. It's kind of hard to see it, but I do have Chrome right here. So it's really cool. And yeah, the touchpads, I've kind of tinkered with that a little bit. I really like it. It's pretty cool, but it's not bad. It's one of those things where as you use it more and more, you'll get a lot more comfortable with it. I've been playing The Witcher 3 on it. Finally playing through that amazing game again. At night, I've been playing like an hour while I'm, laying in bed. And it's just that comfort and the ability to be able to do that really sets this apart for me, because I don't have to fire up my big old powerful PC to play that. I can play it on this. And, I have it on the Switch, and I'll be honest though, this thing blows the Switch version 100% out of the water. And then some. I mean, it looks really, really good. Now, something to note is as these updates do come out, it does have some issues here and there. Sometimes it locks up. The nice thing is, though, if it ever locks up in a game, you just hold down the Steam key and hit X. Steam and B, and that will actually force quit the game. So they've done some really cool things with shortcuts. There's actually a whole menu on how to use shortcuts, which I thought was really cool. If you just hold down the Steam button, you'll see it'll show all the different shortcuts that is available on the system. So they've done some really creative stuff here with the ease of use and the accessibility part. They are getting a lot more intricate with it as the updates do come out. I know a big thing they've been talking about is like driver updates for the GPU and everything as newer games come out. They've pretty much had, at least in the last month, I've had 3 updates, and I'm also part of the beta channel. So with that being said, you get to test stuff before it officially launches. Obviously, with you being in the beta channel, though, you could get stuff that breaks. So that's kind of the positive and the negative. But the big thing that really just sets this apart for me is the fact that I'm able to take, my big ol' beastly computer here and play just about dang near any game I can on that on the go from wherever I'm at. And that's pretty cool. Gabe Newell did not deliver it to me. I'm in Illinois, so I'm a little out of Gabe's neighborhood. But yeah, so in regards to it, really handy system. There's some really cool things you can do with it. I can't wait to see what else they keep adding to, the features and accessibility. I just got a USB-C hub for it. I can plug a mouse and keyboard into it. I can actually plug it into my TV and use it as like a monitor pretty much. So you're not limited then to the little screen. You're then limited to your monitor or whatever you plug it into, which is a really, really cool feature. It's something I'm happy that they didn't even have to take feedback. They just had it in mind. Valve, when they designed this, they did a lot of market research and figured out a lot of things people wanted. So that is something that's really cool. But yeah, if you guys got any questions, I'd be happy to answer any. Just put them in the comments on Facebook or YouTube. And we'll probably do another one of these in about another month. There'll be a lot more games coming out. I'll also have, hopefully, a little bit more opportunity to tinker with some more of the newer Proton compatibility packs that they're adding to especially play like some of my older games like Max Payne. I've been wanting to play like the original Max Payne 1 and 2. I have it in my Steam library. Doesn't work quite yet in this. So, it's pretty smooth. It does have some moments where it acts up a little bit. If I'm being real, but it's pretty responsive. There's very little delay, in what you're trying to do. And then the other part I like is you can use touch for everything. It's got a full, touch compatibility with SteamOS. And even like if you're in a game, if you touch the screen, that acts as like your camera axis to like rotate your camera around and all that. So that's kind of cool. The touchpads if I'm being honest, I haven't really used it a whole lot in SteamOS, but when I'm in the desktop mode, they actually act as your trackpad like it would like on a laptop. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much it. I've been very impressed with it. I've been using it a lot. I haven't been streaming a whole lot because I've been playing with this, if I'm being honest with you. Just tinkering around with it, trying to get different games to work. Me and my emulators, I haven't really gotten fully into some of them, but there's some I really want to tinker around with and try to get working. It'd be cool to be able to play like GoldenEye, the OG GoldenEye on the go, whenever I feel like it. But yeah, it's not bad. I'll kind of end out here, kind of launching something just to show you guys how like the whole system works when it comes to the. Let me turn off my frame rate limiter. So like here you can see I got me some good old Burnout 3 takedown load, and it's pretty fast with it being a solid state drive that everything's on. So got old EA logo. It's kind of cool. But the cool thing is these are games that I would say Burnout 3 Takedown will forever live in infamy as probably being one of the best games when it comes to racing ever. And but yeah, it's really, really cool. You can hear it. So really cool. Got some old school Burnout going. That camera just does not like that glare from that light. So really cool stuff. Can't wait to try more of it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you got any comments or questions, please feel free to ask. I'll be happy to answer any. If you do get a Steam Deck, like I said, lots of videos on Reddit, YouTube, all that good stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So thanks so much for checking out the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back, like I said, in about a month with another review. I might even make one before that, just kind of talking about some of the accessories we gotten and how they work. I might even actually try streaming a game through my capture card so you guys can kind of see some of the capabilities of it. And also you can see the SteamOS, which is it's pretty cool. They've done pretty good on it. I'm very impressed. I really can't wait to see like Spider-Man on a handheld. Like that would be pretty cool. So thank you guys. Hope you have a good one. Stay safe out there. We'll catch you back here hopefully tomorrow. We'll be playing some more games.